Government corruption has never been more prevalent or caused more harm. It's why extremism is on the rise. It's why the financial gap between the haves and have-nots has never been wider. And it's why our planet is at risk of an extinction level tragedy. That's why I need your help to keep exposing the truth about the rot on both sides of the aisle. Become a supporter or a friend of the show today by clicking on the coffee link in the description box below. Friends of the show join me on a Zoom hangout once a month, and you guys can ask me any questions you want, and I can get to know you better. But the most important reason to help is to keep the show alive. Together, we can and will save our country and our planet. Thanks in advance and enjoy the show.
Trump has trained them, right? He's trained them to think this way. And this is like the scary thing is because when you say don't trust the media, don't trust it, it's every single media outlet but the media outlets that he that pushes his narrative. Like he's not even not once have I ever seen him even allow a negative narrative to exist in the sphere of his influence. And that's it's exactly like a cult. It's just tailoring a mindset for these people to do exactly what you just stated. Like to say, I'm not going to listen to that. I've been told by my co-leader not look at these things that are complete lies, to not indulge in the toxicity that is the truth, right? But it's just that's the scary part, because all these people are the exact type of people who will follow blindly into trying to topple election, to follow blindly into doing whatever he wants. And that's the whole purpose of a cult, right? Is to basically brainwash them to the point of I'll do every single thing that you say. I believe in you fully. And the ignorance in that is astounding. I'll say this. My parents, they're avid Trump supporters. All right. And, they are hardcore Fox News, Newsmax, OAN. And I'm just and then they came after me, all these channels came after me saying I'm this terrible Antifa militant. My parents know it's anything but the truth. And they were that opened their eyes to actually start questioning now. And I was thank God that this happened, right? Because they actually saw this false narrative being pushed to the fullest. I'm one out of many that you didn't even see because you didn't know this person or you didn't know the story behind it other than what is just told on the screen to you, and you're just taking it for face value. So that is I've seen my parents be this devout, unwavering faith in this law, in these lies. And then I see them change based on understanding a direct influence in their life that is a false narrative, and they know it to be a false narrative, and seeing it push. And I think this is the only way to change a lot of these people's mindsets, is by giving them that experience.
Unfortunately, it has to affect them directly. And that's why I don't think this is going to change any minds, because it's not affecting them directly. It hasn't, it won't. That's why I think the abortion issue is such I hate to say a good way to change people's mind, because it's a horrible thing with what the Republicans are doing right now. And literally trying to force even young girls to carry their rapist baby. So, I mean, it's sick. It's truly sick, but it might just be one of the few things that wakes some people up, as horrible as it is.
I hope. I really do. And I'm adopted. I know, I'm from that side, but even I know, I am hard pressed to say that you shouldn't allow somebody to get an abortion if they're raped. That's terrible. That's terrible to just make them carry this child. They have to live with this constant reminder for 6 months or more. That's insanity to me.
Yeah. I was adopted too, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. As an infant. And, yeah, wasn't the greatest family to, I have a lot of great relatives. I have a lot of extended family that I love dearly, but my father was psychotic. My grandfather was an alcoholic. My grandmother was a control freak and had major issues of her own. And yeah, it was not a good upbringing. So,
mm,
I wouldn't tell people, oh, don't put your child up for adoption just based on my experience. But, I'm never going to say force women to do something that they don't want to do. I mean, and I had to make that decision myself when I was 18 and found out I was pregnant and single, and, baby daddy was not a good person. So
fair enough.
had to do it all on my own. And that was a decision I had to make, and I made my decision to have my son, but it's not the right decision for everyone.
Yeah.
So, and, I don't, who knows what my life would have been like had I made a different decision, but I would never tell a woman what she should or shouldn't do in that circumstance.
Yeah. I mean, basically, the man can impose its will on a woman, and the woman can't have any say. And I think that's exactly what they're stating, and that's not okay.
Yeah, no, they're treating us like dairy cows. I mean, we, all through the world, we forcefully impregnate dairy cows and then steal their babies, and that's basically what they're trying to do to women, turn us into dairy cows. So
they are. I mean, that's that's a very it's an old time mindset of like women are stay at home housewives. Good, you're obedient. You do what the man says to do. Like that's just like yeah. I can't understand that.
Yeah, no, that shit doesn't fly with me.
Hey, neither with me. And I think women are just as smart and as strong as men are, and I think both genders have their weaknesses and strengths. But at the end of the day, not one is more or less than another, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.